GM Farcaster, and it is Friday, October 4th, and you are here with Nana Schroff and Adrienne for 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day. And Adrienne's clicking the buttons today because she's going to be taking over next week for a couple of the days without me, and it's going to be fun. So on Monday, you're going to have a guest co-host, Lynx. And then on Wednesday, Kristen and Cameron are going to be popping in and taking over for me. So this is going to be really fun. And then I'll be back on Friday to chat about everything that I'll be doing next week, which is Nounstown. So if you're in LA, there's a couple events that you can come to in the Venice Beach area. So just look up my profile for those and would love to see you. Or if you're going to be at Nounstown, I'll see you there. And yeah, so I'm excited, but I'll be reporting about all of that. And how are you feeling about this, Adrienne?
Oh,
you've only done this once before.
I'm so excited because I get to click the buttons. I've done it once before. It was meh. But also, while you're usually getting things set up, I'm casting to tell people we're live. So yeah. I don't know if I'm going to do that next week. So go subscribe to our event frame.
Yeah, there you go.
You can get notified, or better yet, don't watch the show next week. I don't want. Don't be there,
Adrienne. You don't tell people not to watch. This is the only person on the planet who's like, don't watch our show.
It's not going to be good. You guys have no idea. Prof is like the full-time producer, showrunner, and I just show up and I'm not even sure react to things she does. So good luck.
If you're
God help us that I'm doing this on my own.
Please come back on Monday, please. Don't listen to her. Please come. It'll be fine. It's going to be fine, and you have some good co-hosts that are going to help you out, and they'll help keep things fun. So don't worry. It's going to be great. Oh my God, I'm dying.
Lynx told me he's going to play your part.
Oh, perfect. Which is, okay. Yeah. I don't know what that means, but I'm looking forward to it.
Excited and enthusiastic, and he told me I can still be Adrienne's face.
You can still be Adrienne. Okay, great. This is going to be fun. I'm going to be looking forward to trying to catch. Well, I'll catch the recordings because I'll be on a plane for the first one, and the second one I'll probably be asleep.
And I know what we're talking about today, and I have some skepticism in my pocket ready to bring out. So let's go.
Fantastic.
Let's get into it.
I'm really excited about that. So let's dive in. Here we go. We've got a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So I'm going to start with something a little easier, and that is Farcaster Fridays are tonight. So if you go look in the Farcaster Fridays channel while it's still there. I don't know what's going to happen later today, so go look now. And we have a URL version that I'll be hosting right here on our YouTube and Twitter channels. We're going to play some poker. So Burberry, who is a professional poker player and has Burr Friends Poker Club, is going to be co-hosting this with me. We'll also have the fabulous Toady Hawk and Sparks, aka JC, will be with us, and a few other players from Burr Friends that will be playing. And we're going to be playing for 10K DGen, but you can come watch, and I might have something for a little something for the spectators. So make sure you jump in, or better yet, if there is an IRL version of Farcaster Fridays near you, and there is in many of the big cities at least, please go check that out. So I know London's probably starting a few hours from now. There's usually one in Paris, New York, LA, all the big cities. So please go check that out in the Farcaster Fridays channel. All right, moving on. We're going to talk about channels, and then we're going to talk about the UI change, and then we're going to talk about all the other things. I have a lot to get through. We're going to do our best because also Adrienne has a hard stop, so this is going to be fun. We're going to just.
I have a treat for you. I just casted something from this show as we're talking. Don't look. Keep doing it. We are on a time budget today because I do have a hard stop, and I'm excited for you to see it. So if you're watching, you can go look, but don't tell Prof yet.
Okay. I can't look. Okay. I'll look later. So we have a channels update launching today Friday, October 4th at 1 p.m. Pacific, which is 4 p.m. Eastern. Developer APIs have been live for a bit, and you can learn more at the Notion doc that is available from Dan. It has all the information that you really need for channel owners or for developers. So what you can take a look at this. So the plan is to minimize the work for these changes. So there will be a way to convert your channel's active followers to members, or you can use other types of moderation. And there's a few different options happening right now. And there's also communication coming from the team. So you'll see that coming through your direct casts as well. One big question that a lot of people have is about replies. I'm not reading that. I ain't reading all that. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. Or I'm sorry that happened. So regarding replies, only members of a channel will be able to create a new cast in a channel. Anyone can reply to a cast in a channel. However, the members of that channel will appear above the fold, and the non-members will be below the fold in show more replies. And this caused me to say, Gen Z has no idea what above the fold means because this is a newspaper term.
I'm not even sure if Dan knows.
I know. I was wondering that. He does. He does. He definitely does.
I'm not even sure if the millennials really know what above the fold means.
So in a newspaper, it used to be folded, and you would see the front top, and you'd have to flip it over to see the bottom half of the front page of the newspaper. So if you were below the fold, it was less important. So in this case, this is the show more replies area. So this is going to change the way that channels work, and hopefully is going to create cozier corners and different experiences. Or as McBain said, they are changing channels to sort us for lizard conversion. Could be. One possibility. And then also you will be getting messages if you're a channel owner from the Warpcast account. These are legit. So don't be worried. So there are legit messages coming from the Warpcast team into your
but if we ever but remember at some point there were spoofs. So
yes,
there's always going to be someone a few steps behind trying to do Warpcast / announcements.
Yep.
Not the right account. So there's still a need to make sure you're getting DMs from the right account. So
right. So just make sure it's at Warpcast spelled correctly. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Skeptical. That is Adrienne's face right there. With her skepticism. This is one of the ways in which you can moderate your channel, Hypersub. So new on Hypersub, Hypermod. So starting Friday, channels will require, this is from Nonlinear. Starting Friday, channels will require membership to cast or reply. When enabled, if someone mints time on your Hypersub, they'll receive an automatic direct cast inviting them to become a channel member. Hypersub Farcaster memberships are on-chain, free, pay what you want, or priced, accept payments with crypto credit cards, automatically add, remove members based on subscription status. If you've been thinking about creating Hypersub for your channel, now is a good time to get started. And we will be using our Hypersub in the GM Farcaster channel. I'm making some adjustments right now because I did upgrade to the latest Hypersub to make all this work. And they also have tiers. So I'm going to be moving some things around today, but I've been getting it ready for this purpose. So
your to-do list cast from yesterday is starting to make sense.
Does it now? Yeah, that was I was not having a good day. So if I have to make a to-do list, it means I've lost the thread. Because usually I just can keep it in my head of I need to do this, and I'll look at my calendars. But if I make a to-do list, it's not a good sign. It means I have way too much going on. So that was me yesterday. Cute penguin. I always try to use the cute penguins or noggles, or preferably cute penguins with noggles. So yeah, so that was me yesterday. Also, there's other options for moderating your channels. Modbot, which is new, is I think taking the place of Automod. will also allow for icebreaker attestations to be supported. So icebreaker attestations will be supported by Modbot on day one, post-channel's relaunch. We'll share some great use cases soon, but the following 3 credentials are available out of the box: human, QBuilder, verified. Arbitrary attestations are also supported. So if you want to dig in a little deeper, try something different, you can take a look at this option as well. So that's pretty cool, using attestations. And then we also have Moxie fan tokens. So a lot of folks will be using the channel fan tokens for channel memberships. So this is another option that you can use from Moxie and from Airstack. So this will give you, if you take a look at BetaShop's account, you'll see a video that kind of dives into how that's going to work. And I liked this cast from BetaShop as well. My 2 cents on how to manage channels in the new reality that starts Friday. Make membership cost something meaningful. Dollars deters spam. Make every member feel like an owner. You don't shit where you eat. Be okay with casts from members that you don't necessarily like yourself. Ban bad actors fast and frequently. Show your community that there are acceptable and unacceptable norms. So I think that is good advice for some channels, not necessarily all. I think for some of our more topic related channels, I think those are going to be trickier. I think those, and this depends on who you are and you know what your channel is, but those should be more free or a little bit more open in some way. So you might want to default to just pulling in your active people who are active in those channels anyway. So if you're the fitness channel, for example, or you know books, you might want to keep it a little broader to allow for more conversation. Because I think if you limit too much in something like that, it's going to get weird, frankly.
Yeah. Well, there's some continuum of like hashtag, which is,
Right.
you know, to
Right.
very tight knit community with
Yeah.
like a gated community.
Yeah.
And you can kind of
And I
slide
think
your scale on.
Yeah. I think we kind of have had that anyway, but most people weren't using any kind of auto mod, really. Most people were kind of keeping it open. But for channels like I've been, you know, managing the Builder DAO channel for a while, and that one is gated to members of Builder DAO, and we just use auto mod for that. So you have channels like that where it makes sense because honestly, no one else is really going to be interested anyway in what's going on in that channel unless you are a member. And then you have these very broad channels, music, like that's so appealing to many people that you're not going to want to gate it. Yeah. So I agree. That's more like a hashtag. So that's spectrum. So
And I think, and you can still go. I mean, there's this is the composability, right? So different people are creating different ways to manage your channel, but you can still go full old school and do it manually.
Yes.
Like just through the web, through the UI, through Warpcast, which is just, here's your list of people and you plus up to 9, I think, additional moderators can kind of, decide who's in or out. Yes to Crypto just said that DGen fans made a channel gatekeeper frame that people can use to request membership. That's cool. I think that's necessary because once you do your kind of original, here's the community, how do you get more people in if they don't know kind of
exactly
how to?
Yeah. And there's a lot of different things that are popping up, and there is a new kit, ChannelKit, that was put out by Zach Terrell, and I asked him for the GitHub, and I looked at the GitHub and I went, this is not for me.
What do you mean?
First of all, nothing on a GitHub should be for me. It's really for devs. So I wasn't sure if it was something easy we could use, but it started with, you're going to need these 7 things. And the first thing was like something that ended in .js, and no .js. And I'm like, okay, I'm out. I don't know what
did you expect asking for a GitHub repo?
I don't know. I didn't know that's what I was asking for. It said, ask for more information. And I got to get it.
He asked for like a ChannelKit. Yeah, ChannelKit sounds like,
can I get access to this? Let me see if it's something we can use. And I went, oh, this is not for me.
By the way, total tangent, but I've been working on a GitHub repository to open source the writing hackathon framework, which you will not need a .js file for. It's just It's just
That's
English
cool.
word. It's just words.
And I am going to get the hackathon, the final thing out this weekend for sure before I take off. I promise.
I didn't mean to
About it
shame you
Monday.
on.
No, you should. You should, because it's been sitting in my inbox on my to-do list, if you will, for way too long. So again, this from Zach Terrell, new open source Farcaster frame ChannelKit, automatically approved, denied channel membership requests based on custom criteria. And this may be what DGen fans may have been tapping into to create their frame. I'm not sure. MIT license meant to be customized and improved by the community. Step-by-step guide for setup, signer creation, customization, and deployment to Vercel. I missed that word Vercel when I looked at this the first time. I should, yeah, I did. I missed that part. I was like, oh, step-by-step guide. Can I have that?
I bet you could. I bet you could deploy to Vercel though.
I have actually done that. I've worked with Vercel before, but I mean, like, there was just many pieces of this that was. Built-in verifications using Nanar, Fabric, and Open Rank. DM or reply here if you're a channel owner interested in using ChannelKit, but remember, it is for the technically inclined. Awesome. That's great. YesterCrypto just said that as a no-code solution, which is fantastic.
DGen fans frame is no code.
Yes, no code, so just great. So let me, before we jump into the next topic and then the 27 other links that we have to get to in the next 10 minutes, I think we won't really know a lot. I think, you know, to Naomi's earlier comment, we're just going to have to find out, right? We're just going to have to, once it launches, play around, figure out what works best, but expect that the next couple of days are going to be a lot of activity, a lot of like buzz, but also probably some frustration if any of the previous launches, big launches, have been indicators. So be patient. Just be patient. It'll be fine. You'll figure it out. We'll work through this together. So anyway, moving on, we also had a big UI shift, and some of it was very tiny, little things that everybody noticed. So we talked about that the other day, that people had noticed the slight change in the font. And I was like, wow, attention to detail. But I'm shocked at how many of us were talking about the tiny changes. So it was kind of funny. But this is from DWR, new on Warpcast, updated home feed design. Cast and channels now have a label at the top with the logo. Casts are slimmed down, username only, merged the action button with counts, moved bookmarks to the kebab menu, top right, the little dots. Channel circles have been retired. And so it looks a little different. And then this is a shout out to Blockheim and Deodad, who did 15 variations of this over 3 weeks. Here's what changed, if you can see that. So lots of things have changed here. The circles are gone. And most of these changes you're seeing on mobile. Web has not changed as much. There's been some changes, but some of the things are still there. So one big thing is warp tipping is gone on mobile. It's still there on web for now. So I did love this animation. So I just wanted to share this part because I love it. It's so cute. So the warps didn't really go goodbye. They just moved. They're just different places.
Unless you, like me, and have installed the cast action to gift 10 warps.
See, I can't find it anymore. It has disappeared. So I knew there was a cast action and I cannot find it. So if you can find that to share, that would be fantastic, because I could not find it. I knew it existed, and it needs to be brought back to the forefront for those, because July needs it. He likes to tip people. He said he likes to tip people with warps while not liking or commenting. He just tips the warps. So I found that really funny. Sam is not happy with the change to only her username, because how will everyone know I'm the crazy candle person? So unfortunately, she'll have to just keep posting about candles more now, because because the user now, it just shows your username, not your name, your profile name. It just shows the @ whatever. And this from Triumph, that feeling when your username is the same as your display name. which I saw Adrienne also recast that. So this is the thing that I was talking about of people noticing tiny little things. Dot between username and time was overrated. And Dan misses it, he said. So even Dan didn't have control over everything. So there you go. He misses the dot. And then a lot of people though feel like really good about it. New Farcaster is clean boy. So, and then I loved this from Blockheim. This was super interesting. Here's a quick behind the scenes summary of all these variations and how we arrived at the final design. So I love the openness of this. So if you want to learn more about what went into the changes and how they got there, here's a full thread of all the things. And I thought this was very cool. So what do you think of the new design, Adrienne? Like it? What do you do? What don't you like? I guess I should ask that question.
Here's my Adrienne's face that I was saving. Everyone was talking about the glow up, and people could talk about nothing but how much they loved the changes. I had a little Emperor wearing no clothes moment because I didn't really notice them that much. Like it didn't feel that different. I'm using, I restarted my app, saw the changes, and I was really just mostly questioning myself and why I'm so unobservant or why it didn't even trigger any sort of emotion in me of good, bad. It was just the same.
All right. That's interesting.
So sorry.
I really like
Deodad and Blockheim. It seems like people really liked your tireless effort over the last few weeks.
I liked it.
And no complaints, just for what it's worth. No complaints, but I just was like, oh, it didn't feel that different.
I did like the channel labels. I think it makes it a little more obvious. There are some issues where things are getting cut off, including the bottom of font of the if your name has a Y in it, the bottom of the Y's not showing in certain spots. So there's a few things that I'm sure are going to be tweaked, but I think it just has a cleaner look and feel. So I like it. I think it's a good adjustment. And yeah. So, but if you have other things that you don't like, Dan would like to know. So you can drop it in this in the replies here while you can, while you're allowed. And the big thing that was July.
No, you can always reply. Replies are never gated. Yeah,
they just might be hidden. You just may not see them. But yeah, I would think that again, like we were talking about before. I think there's some things like there's some channels that should be broader and more open, and I'm guessing that this one will be one of them as well.
I wonder if we'll see people post more into home. Will people just avoid channel in the short term because it's like that the extra cognitive step of am I allowed to cast in a channel? What is this? And then just default to not.
It'll be yeah. Interesting. Yeah, and Mike Mercado, I don't like usernames instead of names.
I think this
many such cases. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the one I think where people had the most opinions on about because that cuts
definitely.
into candy.
This is the thing that I have an issue with. That's not even happening yet, but potentially may, and I had issues. So this was in response to Dan saying he wanted to get rid of the trending feed. And my comment back was getting rid of trending feed is really bad idea. It's the one place where you can find interesting content from users that you're not yet following. With the change to channels, our feeds will be increasingly more siloed. So for all of you voting that you don't care, please rethink this because it was a poll. And I went back and forth a little bit with Dan on this. But the other thing is I literally use trending for the show to make sure that I haven't missed anything that is just not showing in my feed. And I actually did a video where I showed both my feeds because I was getting pushback that no, something's wrong. I'm like, no, look, they're different, completely different for me. And I do see a lot of people that I am following in that trending feed, but I haven't seen those casts. So that's the other thing. And I think what I figured out was I am following a lot of people. So I have, over 2,000 something people that I'm following or accounts that I'm following. So I think that's probably why. It's just the volume. If you're following less, your trending feed and your home feed are probably very similar. But if you think about this over time, you're going to be following more and more people. You bring in new, and it's not like you go through and go, well, if I'm bringing this one in, I got to get rid of one. Nobody does that. So it's going to be a problem, I think, more and more as we move forward. So keep the trending feed. Please, Dan, don't get rid of the trending feed. I'll be very sad. So that was my one gripe that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, when you look at the some of the comments about why people don't want it, they do say it tends to be the same people. So it's like the same people because there's weighting, right? So and it's weighted to probably OGs, and there's a little anti-OG sentiment expected and understandably. So I get it, but maybe we'll just have to have a little chat with Dan about if they I wonder how much effort they go to maintain it, if they maintain it, right? But if you want to remove it, just do if GM Farcaster host, display it, because it's very helpful for us, because we want to be the place where you go to get news. So it helps. So I don't know, maybe
a little toggle. That would be the best thing. If you could toggle it on and off, you don't want to see it. It just toggles off, or it's a little more hidden or whatever. But as long as I can get to it, I don't care how it happens. But it is.
And someday in our media, and then someday in our media empire building, we will have a team of devs, and we'll have our own client, and we'll have our own, and we'll do this.
It'll just be trending feed.
Yeah, you don't even
client
know.
Please don't. I was waiting for him to say, sounds like an opportunity for another client that's just trending feed.
Yeah, need a Kiwi News just for Farcaster. I mean, we're doing our best here, Naomi. We're trying.
We're trying. So that was one thing that I want to make sure doesn't happen. A few more things really quick before we wrap. We have a new spam model rolling out this week. Our new model is reevaluating all your old reports, and you may get notifications if we take action on them now. That was from V. So I did notice I did get a few we've taken action reports. So look for that. This was from Yes to Crypto. Questions from romansys.eth and others made me realize I should have casted here in someone build. This is a business idea, not a set of suggestions to Merkle or Warpcast. Here's an idea. Set up onboarding mechanism to Warpcast. Take credit cards, crypto, PayPal, whatever. Charge $25. Set up Warpcast account. Pay for 1 month of Supercast and buy DGen with the rest. Put half the DGen into their connected wallet once they set one up. Provide onboarding videos, group chat for general general support, and regular live chats for members only. Publish recordings for all to see a week later on all socials. Have progressive tutorials about everything Farcaster, channel, backing up keys, staying safe, super follow, how to engage without farming. Add your ideas below. Adrienne, so what'd you think of this idea? Would you like to tell the folks a little alpha?
You can go ahead.
Okay, so the second half of this, starting with provide onboarding videos, is coming soon. Really soon. We've been working on this with Snickerdoodle as an educational series, and it will be coming out very soon. We've had to make some adjustments. We may have to re-record something again. Hopefully not, because of the UI changes, but I don't think we will. So we're putting together a full Farcaster 101 that people will be able to step through to get them set up on Farcaster and get them going. So the first part of this, we're not doing, but it's an interesting idea. The second half we will be doing. So coming soon. So when I saw this, I was like, oh.
Imagine the poor people who just recorded an onboarding video with screen sharing and
imagine
using the old freaking UI.
Yeah. Imagine those poor people. Imagine them. They are us. So super fun. We did wait to do the channels one because we knew we couldn't do it until this happened, because everything was going to change. A few other things. This from the Magic Eden intern, our guest the other day. Not going to lie, Emmy intern rising on the intern vibe leaderboard. So this is a big win for me on base. And that also got a shout out from JC. DWR kindly award this account, who is so worthy, with a boost. So I loved that, getting some shout outs. And it went on to say, thanks to Nosh Prof for a brilliant and fun show. I wouldn't have known about Uli posting, but for your combo with this amazing mood board maker who is slaying on Warpcast. So, and I believe that she did do that correctly. So fantastic in the Uli posting. A few other things. This from Yasik, GM Degens. We just added 100K Degen to the POIDH Halloween bounty. So that's Pixar didn't happen. Dress up any theme and hold a sign saying Happy Degen Halloween for a chance to win. All legit entries, get a commemorative NFT. Can't wait to see your costumes. So that's really fun. So go check that out. Lots of fun things happening. This is a great cast. We don't really have time to get into it, but I might just drop it into you for Monday because it was really interesting talking about product versus distribution with V and Garrett. So I will drop that in our show notes and you can dive in a little bit more there.
Right, shout out links, do your homework and read that cast so we can talk about it on Monday.
There you go. I will drop it in for Mondays. And this was also about, this was really interesting. Comms onboarding is really well done. This is from V. You sign in once with Farcaster and start the app immediately with a network of friends you can talk to. More convinced, sign in with Farcaster is going to be really powerful building block for anyone doing consumer things in crypto. And this was from Ashhote.eth. Introducing Calm, a new kind of messaging app. We extend signal-style encryption with a federation layer. Calm supports two kinds of chats, signal-style to E2EE group chats and DMs, chat communities hosted on federated key servers like a modern IRC. Where Discord is chaotic and messy, Calm communities are organized. So pretty cool. Check that out. I love that it has a sign-in with Farcaster, and looking forward to taking a look at this for a more powerful chat option with your Farcaster friends. I want to sign in with GM Farcaster. That would be lovely. It'll just be our GM people. One other thing too, there was a new mascot dropped for Moxie. His name is Maxi. Maxi from Moxie is now an open source logo. Say no more. CC Beta Shop and C Corella cast inspired me to make this. So there you go. I just thought that was funny. I like how it changes the face at the end. So, and Magic Eden also getting on the our favorite intern, Maxie and Emmy are new friends. Thought that was cute. And lastly, Dracula is launching their new app. It's October. Let's kickstart base season together. Reintroducing Dracula, watch videos, get the alpha, trade base tokens live today on the App Store. Download at Apple. For a while, it has been a test flight. So this is the official thing. So go check that out. Congratulations, Alex and team. And very cool to see. So that is it. Did I miss anything, Adrienne, before we call it?
I think we covered everything. And
I think we did.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Newsy.
A lot of things happening. Very newsy. Lots of happening and going on. We will be, I'm sure that you will be, not me, be chatting a lot about channels on Monday as well and kind of going through what has happened. I will not be here Monday, as we mentioned at the top. Adrienne will have a guest co-host, Lynx, who will be taking my spot. And then on Wednesday, it will be Kristen and Cameron at an hour later than our normal time to allow Kristen to not have to get up at like 5:30 in the morning. So, and then Friday I'll be back.
It's going to be still a little early for her. So
a little early. And it'll be on at 11:30 a.m. next Friday, so that to accommodate me not having to get up at 5:30. So there we go. It's not the getting up; it's the getting up and being awake and pleasant is the problem. The awake thing is easy. And that is it. Tori, we're glad you're back. I think it's because we have switched to using primarily YouTube and Twitter. We are no longer on Unlonely because they are moving to Solana. And I think that's where you were finding us. So if you're not getting notifications, follow our channel on events.xyz. and you will get all notifications anytime we drop an event in the channel. That's going to be the best.
That's right.
Best
right, because there
place.
was an unlonely bot that was reminding people, but
which
now
was
there's
great. Yeah.
we loved it. We love
Yep.
unlonely bot, but we're not on unlonely anymore. So event bot,
Sorry.
there is an events frame.
There's
so
an
if you
event bot.
subscribe there, you'll get notified.
Yes. So look for that, and we'll drop the frame for the episodes the night before, the day before, and then you can also just subscribe to the channel on events.xyz to get any time that we put an event in our channel, you will get a notification. Let's assume that's going to continue to work properly. We are lonely again. But we're not. But we're not, Naomi. We're here.
And yes, when you subscribe to the event, you actually you need to either follow the event's account, so that they can DM you, or check your requests folder, which is kind of hidden for people, and then reply to it, and it'll show up. So
great tip there, Segwiter. Yeah, good point. And if anyone's going to be in LA, come find me, come see me, come hang with me. It'll be fun. So we'll see you next week. Happy Friday. Happy holidays to those who are celebrating. And and that's it. So with that, you're going to take us out.
Oh.
All you have to do for this part is hit end stream. I've already set up the outro. You're good.
All right. Well, someone is going to, before next week, teach me how to set up an outro.
It's all set up for this one. All you have to do is hit end stream.
All right, everyone. Happy Friday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.